Gay doesn't mean when I call it, if I would be like, dude, that's gay. That didn't have anything to do with gay. It just meant it was gay. Gay never meant gay when you called someone gay. Gay didn't, you never called someone who was gay. No, because it doesn't mean gay. It just means gay. You know, like,
great job explaining that.
Gay doesn't mean when I call it, if I would be like, dude, that's gay. That didn't have anything to do with gay. It just meant it was gay.
Hi. Welcome to the Conference Call Podcast. If you have not rated and reviewed the show on all your podcast platforms, please go do so right now. If you have not followed us on YouTube and Instagram, please go do so at the Conference Call Podcast. Hey, everybody out there. I truly had no intention on doing a podcast today, but in light of this new show that I am doing with the Mind of Dick podcast called Useless Information that will be airing on Friday, it looks like it's going to be kind of like a Friday thing for us. It seems to be a lot easier, but in light of this podcast coming up, I've been doing my research on certain events and people, and it kind of led me to kind of the topic today and kind of like how like things around me kind of like tie up with things that are going around this podcast. If that makes any sense, but I'll give you an example so if you don't get it. So I won't tell you who I'm talking about this week with the Mind of Dick. I'll just call him Dick. I just hate because he's like, that's his name. And he's like, just call me Dick. I'm like, ugh, it's hard, dude. It's like, you're really great. Dick, it's hard. See, it's really difficult to work with in my mind because I have such a plagued mind of bad thoughts, and I can't not be professional at this part. You know, if you're listening, you know. Anywho, but after listening to this podcast about this person leading up to this podcast on Friday, and then all these people around me kind of like, okay, so like, let's get this whole person that I'm going to talk about this Friday out of the picture. People around me in this world and society right now are in a state of like selfishness. And it's kind of like bothering me really, really badly to the point where, like I see change coming, and I see like change coming fast in my life because me and my wife are kind of like manifesting. And I don't want to sound like one of those, if you listen to The Secret, it will give you all the secrets to enlightenment, to be rich and successful. Trust me, I was a believer of that so many years ago in my past life, and being positive and trying to just make things great around you, positive and uplifting and better in your life, good things should manifest around you. It kind of makes sense, right? If you're walking around like a piece of fucking shit every single day, you shouldn't expect any positivity coming your way, right? That kind of makes sense, right? If you're just if you are the grumpy ass person at work and you're like, why doesn't anybody like me? Well, there it is, my friend. You are the grumpy person that nobody wants to be around. And that's the weird thing. We all have that one person that is a piece of shit to everybody and has no idea why people don't want to associate with them. It blows my mind beyond belief. And most of these people are in a certain age range where they should know better. And you're probably thinking, well, if this person's older than you, Danny, then they must be like a senior, so you should respect them. Oh, you're absolutely right. I completely agree with that. I'm on the same page with you when it comes down to respecting your elders. But we all are adults, and we have all been out of high school for a long time. And if you're young listening to this and you're dealing with this type of shit, Just know that when you're 65 or when you're 40 or when you're 20 or you're in your 30, any type of age range, there's always going to be a senior that's going to be that grumpy piece of shit. So no matter what, you may even be that person. You just don't know. There's always high school shit going on your entire life, no matter fucking what. It just matter what age bracket you fall into. I swear I'll put that on fucking anything. You will deal with fucking high school drama for the terribly. It makes me so upset because we're adults. We're all going through shit. We're all dealing with life's issues. Elections is weighing in on a lot of people's fucking psyche right now in trying to make people think a certain way. Everything around the world is just weighing heavy on people's conscience, which is really, honestly, it's kind of crazy to say it is heavy weighing on people, but it's not, because I don't think about it. It's not affecting me personally. I'm focused on my family. And right now I'm trying to get to a sense of like zen with how this world is just falling apart. And the one thing I want to, like I've told you guys in the past, is start this barbecue thing with my fiance, which we have decided next year will be the year we get married. We finally fucking do it after so many years of just saying we are. And we decided like next year is going to be the year for sure. Anywho. So we want to start this business up, not just because we love cooking. We love food. Food is the greatest thing ever that constantly gets reinvented every single year, every single day. Food is being constructed in ways that it was never meant to, that was never even, not say meant to be, was never even thought of. Maybe even sometimes not even meant to be. But I've never been in those restaurants where I look for that type of stuff. I would love to. My goal in life, one of my bucket lists is to go to a Michelin star restaurant. And you're probably like, why the fuck would you spend your money on that? Because food is an art. It's an art for all classes. From every period in time, food was made for that time and those people and what they were able to make at that time. It evolved. But food has evolved so much because of how much we can now produce and what we can make and what is available to us and the knowledge that we have about all this product that now is in our grasp, that we can easily, if you have the funds, can call somebody and have something shipped over from another country just so you can try it. You can get truffles shipped over from across the country just so you can try it. Can you imagine that you would have to walk across the country or on horseback, mostly walk if you really want to go as far back in BC? Yeah, there is a BC, people. To go get some truffles that you didn't know anything fucking about. You're just walking and you just stumble upon some shit growing out of the fucking forest, out of the tree, out of the ground and shit. You're like, what the fuck? It's like everything had to be trial and error. And I think food is just so amazing to learn and practice and fail. And let me shut this door because this cat, sorry, this unappreciative meow got treats and love and everything. And he's like, wants more. And it always happens when I do podcasts. It's like they want all my attention. It's crazy. But just going through all the trials, and then when you finally get a hang of something and then you get kind of like praises on it, it's like it's a different type of compliment. That it's not like saying, hey, you're pretty or you're smart or you're better than this or you're a great athlete or this. There's something about cooking that when someone says, oh my gosh, this is good, it is one of those things that you never thought you sought for, but when you get it, it's one of those, it's like chasing the dragon. For it may be a bad reference, but I've loved good and bad women. Three women that taught me a lot. And I've gone through many years, all in between them, over 20 years worth of relationships, almost 30 years worth of relationships. No, say 25 years worth of relationships out of my 42 years of existence. With all the compliments I've gone through with all that, there was nothing greater than hearing that your fucking food is awesome. It's crazy. It's such a great feeling. And I want me and my fiance, I call her my wife. I say fiance because I don't want anybody to be like, I'm fucking married to her. Yeah, it's happening, all right? But she's my wife. We've gone through everything. Honestly, I think if we've gotten married before we did all this moving and trying to get to the Central Coast, we would never be in the Central Coast. I'd still be in DHS doing this podcast in Palm Springs, Desert Hot Springs, hot as fuck, roasting my ass off. You would hear the AC just blaring because there's no fun. Exactly the way it's going right now. It's so weird how you have to go through so many trials and tribulations, and you sometimes feel like, how the hell am I going to get out of it? But you do. Like, the world is about survival and the survival of the fittest. And right now, if you are on your own and you're surviving, if you're listening to this and you're doing it in the world, fucking look at yourself. You don't even have to look at yourself. You may be ugly. Just pat yourself. Just fucking pat yourself on the back. Just do that. You're doing it. There's a lot of people out there, even I hate to say it, even like homeless people, they're fucking still living. They may not live in the life that we are, but they're living. We are living, people. We are doing it. We are surviving, because that's what people are supposed to do. Survival of the fittest. If you are doing it, people, fucking congratulate yourself. During these really rough times and a lot of stress and craziness is going on in the world, pat yourself on the fucking back that you are waking up every morning and decide to go to work because you know you have to fucking do it. Good fucking kudos to you. I fucking give you guys cheers. You need this. You may need this. And maybe maybe your boss doesn't give this to you. Maybe your boss doesn't appreciate you like they should, or the people around you don't appreciate you like they should. Kind of like sometimes the people that I work with. And it's very few and far between of these really fucking rough people that just make life like, ugh. But if you're getting through it because you know you have to pay bills, because you have to take care of a family, or you have Mamie's that you have to take care of, whatever the case may be, good for you. Do it. You know you have to. It's going to get better. It really will. You may not think it is right now, but you're doing it. You're making it out of this. You're getting to the light. You may not see it, but it's inching there. And I never thought, out of all the careers I thought I was going to start pursuing, from trying to do firefighter training to try to be a firefighter. I did that at one point. I thought I wanted to do that. To being a musician. I thought I was going to be a fucking rock star. I toured the United States. Thought when I got back from a 2-month tour, I was going to be fucking signed and ready to go. No, it was probably like a year later. I quit that group and I'm still friends with, 2 of them. So I built a great relationship out of that. I thought I was going to be like an operations manager for a really big distribution. That didn't fall through. That fell through. I got into the cannabis industry. I thought I wanted to buy the very first shop I worked at because I loved it so much and I was so compassionate about people. And that's where I met my wife, in there. And now with all this stuff that we went through and all the stuff, like I said before, if we didn't go through all this crazy stuff that we went through, we would not be in the Central Coast so close to the ocean like we've always wanted to be. This is honestly ultimate dream is to have a house in Carmel in California. And if everybody's like, oh my God, your lady is out of her fucking mind. And you know what? She is. She's honestly, she really is, for thinking that that's a possibility. And it's not. It's just not. You would have to have like really crazy fuck you money. Like the people I'm going to talk about in about 5 minutes after I'm done with this topic. If we didn't go through all that shit together, we wouldn't be where we're at. And now we're at a point where we've decided that with what we are trying to establish in this barbecue thing, it's now starting to build a little quicker than what we thought it would, to be quite honest with you. When my mother-in-law, she's amazing. She's been one of the biggest supporters in this. When she goes and backs us up, she's done some backing that I don't even know about. I just found out like a few days ago about, and I was just really touched and moved because, I didn't have a lot. I didn't have a lot of support from my family. I haven't had any support from my family, my immediate family, like my mom, my dad, and most of my family, except for my brother, my sister-in-law, and his family have been the only ones has been supportive of me for like 20 something years, ever since I stopped talking to my family, pretty much for like the last 15, 20 years off and on. So to get my mother-in-law to just really be supportive of us and she's, from what I hear, when she was talking to my wife, she was like, you need to start doing this. What if this, she was getting worried. She's like, what if this really blows up bigger than what it is? And we're like, then I guess we're going to, my mother-in-law doesn't know yet. And I know she doesn't listen to this podcast, but if this shit starts blowing up, she knows, and I know damn well, I'm going to propose, like, we're going to partnership. Like, absolutely. You're retired, Mom. You just can be a silent partner. I got you. We got you. We'll make it happen. But it's exciting for that. Like I said, it's that dragon chase. And once I got that from my mother-in-law, I'm like, we're doing this. And one of the biggest things besides honing food art, as we like to call it sometimes, no, I just called it for the first time right here. I'm a piece of shit. Sorry. Is we feel like we're in the entertainment business. We like to entertain people, even if it's just the two of us. When we're out and about, we will fuck around with each other just so we can make other people laugh. We'll push the buttons so other people can laugh. It does not matter because we know we love each other. Another thing is we love people and we're compassionate. And we feel that the world has lost that. We lost the sense of being compassionate towards one another. And you may be thinking, well, what about all these movements and all these rallies and all this other stuff? This isn't a movement to get together and be at peace. This is one or other, whatever the case may be, whatever you believe, good, bad, ugly, I don't know. I don't know what you believe in. I just talk, and if you listen, fantastic. Empower the other to make one think about their beliefs more than theirs. And that's not how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to have a conversation about it. So, besides being compassionate, we want to bring something that, and for me personally, I would like to establish a business that hopefully we would love to establish a business here in California and in Montana, where we would love to build our home base. Montana is just, my heart's still in Montana. I love it. I love it to death. Sorry, California. If you would just change, if you made it easier to live here, I wouldn't think about cheating on you by going someplace else. Okay. That's really what it comes down to. If you do, please, men, women out there, if you're in a relationship, if you are not pleasing one another, just know that looking around is possible. And That's how cheating happens. Really what it comes down to. I feel like I'm not getting any attention here in California. I feel like I'm not loved here in California. I feel like California wants to, if I'm in a relationship with California, I feel it's a one-sided relationship where I'm getting fucked and I don't get any pleasure out of it. Like my wife would say, what's in it for me? Oh, that saying bothers me and tickles me all at the same time. It's so fucking funny. Oh, God, she's amazing. So, we all in one, if we can do this, we want to, and it's going to happen, and it's happening. Like I've always said, and it's funny, I say like it's going to happen. It's happening right now. And I feel we all have the ability to make things change as long as we have a support system. And a lot of people don't have that. I'm very fortunate enough to have that and have the critique of people to be like, this shit sucks, or you can do this, or you can be less that, I'm up for constructive criticism. I may cry later. That's okay. I'm human. It's okay. But it's what I do with that information. It's what either makes me a man or a weaker person. Straight up. You have to learn from all the good and bad things that happen in your life. You have to. If you don't, you become a narcissist. And you don't even know it. You become the grumpy fucking person at work. Hold on. I need to go get some water. Maybe I can't if I can fucking see. Okay, I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, before I get further into this, I went out there to grab me some water, and when I came back in, somebody is in the other throne in here. Hi, Rooney. Rooney Babooty here. She hardly ever stays in one little spot with me because sometimes I start yelling and shit and it bothers her. So, Rooney, we did another one, and I'll say that at the end as well. Okay. So like I was saying, you may not believe that you can do the change. You may not think that, I don't know, how can I word this? It doesn't take much to change people. It really doesn't. All you need is a reason. All they need is a reason to believe in you. And if you had shitty food, or something just changes the way your palate indulges in something that you normally would just have an average experience with, you can switch somebody's way of thinking. And so far, we've developed something that is good, and we want to entertain people. So people out there, whether it's podcasting, whether it's music, whether it's writing, whether it's painting, whether it's speaking, or whether you do poetry, whatever the case may be, you can change people in a positive way if that's what you would want to do. And that's what we want to do. From all the negativity that's going on right now, I think now you fucking learn something new every single day. So my card was full again, and I keep emptying it, but I forget that I have a multi-track file that has all these other files of different tracks from all the different recordings I have available per podcast. So I totally forgot about that. And we're going to be good for a long time, people. So I'm sorry. But I will wrap this up. So if you guys are still here, thank you. Pat yourself up. Pat yourself on the back again. You get 2 cheers and congratulations for still being here and going through all my production fuck ups. So I want to remember this, Eric, to the best that I can. But here's the thing. People, when they have fuck you money, it changes them to a point where, like I said, like Bohemian Garden, that's fucking crazy, dude. The sex scandals at the Playboy Mansion, the sex scandals at P. Diddy's house, the sex scandals with Vince McMahon. all these people have fuck you money. So when you get fuck you money, hate to say it over and over again, people, this shit happens. And it's like, I've never even thought about like even being to a status where like the normal is abnormal to me, and I need to be super weird and different to be. It's like, it's weird. Like all these, like this shit going on with P. Diddy, which I'll get more involved with this podcast this weekend. Like this shit's crazy. Like really? Oh, these freak offs. This is fucking weird, dude. Like 1,000 bottles of baby oil. This is like weird. Shit's weird. And things are going to go down. Like this shit with Epstein too. Like that shit happened with Epstein. That was fucking crazy to hear all that shit that's happened with over there. That people didn't even think that was going on. And all these celebrities and famous and really big people and fucking status people in this world were taking personal flights from him to his island. This is like, and it's all because these people have limitless power. They're the 1%. And the 1% are fucking scary, people. And I'm not trying to say that we need to build up against them and revolt against them. No. This is just the shit that comes with being a 1%er. It just has to be this way. Unfortunately, I'm sure there's a minor percent of the 1%ers that's decent hearted. But you won't find that. They want you to see what they want you to see. And it's really crazy when all this shit pops up. It's like, wow, you're a fucking dirty individual, dude. Fuck that, man. Heavens, why would you ever do that? That type of shit. So ultimately, from the beginning of the podcast to right now, it's like, I want to make this world better. I want to leave it better than what it was. I don't want to have fucking fuck you money. It'd be great to have, but I don't want to be put into that situation where fucking I have to be around all these big time celebrities to fit in. No, it's not happening. I just want to be content. I want to be happy. I want to be able to take trips when I can. And I want to be able to have a nice life with my family, with my wife and my daughter for the rest of my life, and to make people happy around me. So I don't want to be like this dictator and this fucking asshole or these other pieces of shit that I'm going to be talking about in the future, because people's mind intrigues me, and what makes them do the things that they do intrigues me, because it's so far fucking right field of my way of thinking. It's like, oh, why would you ever do that? You're crazy. But you guys aren't. You guys are fucking awesome. And if you guys have not rate and reviewed this show on your podcast platforms, please go do so right now. Please go follow us on YouTube and on Instagram. But you guys know, most importantly, keep positive and stay classy. Peace, y'all. We did it.